Hello Renjo, welcome to the interview. Tell us about yourself and why you are interested in this position.
Thank you for calling me for the interview. About myself, I am currently doing Masters in Engineering Management from University of Wollongong. Before coming here, I was working for 2 years in a contracting company in Sharjah as a project engineer, as an electrical engineer, and I have done my education from Birla Institute of Technology, where I have done my bachelor's, which was main core stream to electrical engineering. So during my engineering phase, during my bachelor's phase, I came across a 3 months of internship program from one of the leading contracting firms in Dubai, Al Nabuda Contracting, and I was part of one of the project team, which was very diverse in culture with multilingual people and with different educational backgrounds. And this project team was completely involved in Dubai Airport expansion project. So that has created a greater impact and on me, and like had generated a spark of pursuing a career in aviation and aeronautics and aircraft industries. So that's why I am applying basically for the role as a graduate engineer in aviation industry, in aviation and airlines.
Alright. Please provide an example of where you have built motivation and cooperation within team.
Uh, I can come across an example while I was working for 2 years in a contracting field in Sharjah. I was for the first 6 months. I was during my probationary period. That is the 6 months of starting my job. I was under great scrutiny and great criticism with different people and my heads. After my 6 months got over, I was being assigned to as a project engineer in as an electrical engineer for two projects consequently at the same time. So that was completely a new exposure for me because I was coming right out of the university, and I didn't know how to tackle a number of technicians which were under you, and how to tackle all the foremen which are under you, which have greater experiences more than you, have more technical and better technical background better than you. So the motivation I used to provide to the technicians and to the foremen in charge or at the site during my work phase was by providing in incentives in a specific period and to specific people. So the person who was putting 100% or 110% of the effort in the construction field was given a better hours. He got a better increment in his pay, and he was given more shifts rather than those people who were lagging behind. When as a team there was ups and downs. So the person who was performing better, who got better incentives, which were totally given by me. And during some of the late night concrete works at the construction site, we used to provide the better facilities for them. When the technician and foreman saw my enthusiasm towards them, saw my motivation towards them, they got really enthusiastic and they spread the word and about how it is how a team has been motivated in my site. So basically, uh, the person who was underperforming and who was overperforming all came to a single bench, and everyone was performing at the same standards as it was expected by the clients and the consultant. So it was of a great appraisal that I had started up a new trend of giving incentives in the company to technicians and foremen so that they can do a better job at the site, and which would provide a better benefits to the construction company, as in they can complete the specific task in their specific time with the same quality and standards as expected by the client and the consultant.
Well, have you ever encountered a problem which required you to come up with a particularly creative solution? Please describe the solution and your solution.
Thinking about the problem, the problem which I faced during my bachelor's, when I was doing the final year project for my bachelor's, that was analyze and implementation of electronic load controllers in micro hydroelectric dams. So the whole idea about the project is to provide electricity to those areas in developing and underdeveloped countries which are quite remote to electric grids and which are quite remote to be accessed by the government facilities, or the complete facilities haven't reached those areas. So our projects was one of our innovation on its own, because nothing was done in this scale before, because the dams are considered to be something ultra huge and ultra massive. So we were developing something miniature size of a dam, which could develop electricity out of a stream, for of a stream or a small river, for a couple of houses in a village. So this device has to be extremely compact and extremely user friendly and extremely replaceable, and eh, it could not have anything extremely complex, or which has a greater chances of getting malfunctioned. So there was a problem with in the project was we were using too many relays to divert the signal from the main dynamo to the saving power saving batteries. So these relays were switching when one battery is full. It used to switch to other relay, and the other relay has to switch it to the third. Like this, the number of batteries, like if you are putting 10 batteries, they are supposed to be having that many relays. So to avoid such of clumsiness, to avoid so many moving mechanical parts which could malfunction, and obviously in a remote area you don't want such malfunctions to happen. So what I came up across was what the idea I came up across is to provide a integrated control chip in our system, which could provide the signal, same on and off signal as a relay provides, to 10 units. So it had 10 inputs, one input and 10 outputs. And so we could change the flow of electricity from one battery to other with a single signal to a single switch to a single IC. So the task which was completed by 10 to 11 relays were done by a single IC. So that was an innovative idea in our project, which has greatly impacted the project as it made our project extremely small, extremely user friendly, and um, the chances of getting a malfunction into the project was extremely low. So our during that once we were doing the final presentation for our project, our teacher mentor and the project director of our department got really interested, and they encouraged us to present a paper and do it in a research paper during my bachelor's. So we and group of like four of my friends, we wrote a research paper on it, and we did present it in international conference in Dubai. Our presentation was awarded as the best presentation, and even our paper was completely and successfully published in the International Journal of Emerging Science and Management.
Before we finish up, do you have any questions for us?
Nothing in specific, but I would really like to know about the site conditions. If I would really if where would the job possibilities would be, and what would be the job descriptions which would be given to me, how the job culture in the organization would be, and how the atmosphere, and how's the working conditions back in the site or the construction phase.
Thank you.
Thank you.